Good morning, world. As much as we may want to think, believe, hope, wish that suicide was not a common thing, we know that it is. In the United States alone, more than 120 people die by suicide every day. And that does not even take into account the people who had the thought but did not act on it, or the people who acted on it but their action did not lead to a suicide, but their suicide was not completed. So that means that thousands of people every single day, just in the United States, not even counting the world, are experiencing suicidal thoughts. And that's why today I wanted to talk about 5 things that you can do if you are experiencing suicidal thoughts. First is to acknowledge the thought. Acknowledge that the thought is there. Acknowledge that you are experiencing the struggle. Because once you acknowledge it, then you are free and you have the opportunity to go seek the resources so that you can help remove that thought, to go deal with whatever issues are causing you to have that thought so that you can eliminate the thought. Thinking, hoping, wishing it away does not usually get rid of something that big. You have to do a little bit more work. You have to invest in fixing or resolving whatever the issue is that's causing the thought so that it can go away. 2, talk to someone. Talk to a loved one, talk to a friend, talk to anyone that you have access to. And if you don't have access to people readily in your life, call the Lifeline. The Lifeline is a 24 hours suicide, 7 days a week suicide prevention hotline. The number is 800-273-TALK. That's 800-273-8255. At any time of day or night, you can call them, and there will be someone, an actual person you will be able to connect to and talk to. And they are trained to help people in that type of crisis, and they'll be able to help you get access to resources as well. Their website is suicidepreventionlifeline.org, suicidepreventionlifeline.org. But if you're in crisis, please don't go to the website. Call them. 3, develop a safety plan. A safety plan is something that you put together that helps you have a plan so that in case of an emergency, in case you get this thought and it is so strong that you're not able to control it, what is it that you're going to do? In case when this thought happens, what do you do to get to a safe place? What do you do so that this thought does not win out? And Lifeline, there would be a good place to get started with creating a safety plan. But more often than if you seek help, that's one of the things that I will talk about later. A lot of times you will be able to work with your therapist to create a safety plan so that when the thought happens, how do you protect yourself? How do you get to safety from the thought? 4, know how to access crisis resources. That means that in case of an emergency, if you have this thought and it is so strong that you're struggling to control it, what is available in your community that you can use? Who do you call? So a lot of places they have, you can call the police even. You can call the police and they can transport you to a Baker Act facility. But in the ideal situation would be that you have in your safety plan how you get transported to a hospital if you are in such crisis that you need to go to a hospital. So make sure you know what the crisis resources in your community are, who is available if in the middle of the night in your community you're having an issue, who can you call, where are they? Finally, get help dealing with the issues. Suicidal thoughts are not just thoughts that happen. Suicidal thoughts stem from something. There's a struggle that you're dealing with that's causing you to have those thoughts. Get help dealing with those issues. See a therapist. If you need medication, get the medication. Follow through with the treatment. Do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are safe. Quick recap. 1, acknowledge the thought so that you can begin dealing with it. 2, call someone, talk to someone, call the Lifeline if you need to, 800-273-8255. Develop a safety plan, because sometimes when the thought is there, it's not the time when you want to try to figure out what to do about it. It's better to have a safety plan. That way, when the thought comes, you already know what to do. 4, know how to access the crisis resources in your community. In the event that you are having those thoughts, what resources are in your community, where and when and how soon can you get to them? Finally, get help dealing with your issues, because it's not the thought, it's the issues that are causing you to have the thought. So if you get rid of the issues, or if you deal with the issues, then the thoughts will find their way out of your head. And of course, as I always say, please, 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 if you need help, do get it. It is out there. It is all over the place. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.